As we approach the next NHL season, there are plenty of exciting storylines involving rookies. Maybe the biggest of those is Matvei Michkov, coming over from the KHL years earlier than initially expected to make his NHL debut. There's already a built-in rivalry with him and former Flyers prospect Cutter Gauthier. Gauthier was excellent in the NCAA last year, and now prepares to play a full season with the Anaheim Ducks. Gauthier is followed to the NHL by college rivals and now California team rivals in Macklin Celebrini and Will Smith. Maybe one of them will win the Calder. Maybe Logan Stankoven's pre-existing NHL experience will be enough to beat them out. Could Lane Hudson's offensive skill set put him in the race? There's a lot of high-end young talent entering the league in 2024, so today, let's take a look at these players and more, and project what their impact will be on the teams they play for and for the overall hunt for the 2025 Calder Trophy. Matvei Michkov has much more experience in professional hockey than a typical rookie. Michkov has been playing professionally in the KHL since 16, progressing substantially in each and every season. He sees the ice as well as anyone, with the hands and shot to back it up. At 19, Michkov is going to become the immediate offensive hub of the Flyers, a team in desperate need of superstar talent. The Flyers' power play has been the league's worst for 3 straight seasons, and if they have any hope of improving it, they'll need a talent like Michkov involved. He should have every opportunity to get on the score sheet in all situations, provided that he doesn't clash with the coaching staff. But by all accounts, all parties are excited to begin this hopefully long partnership. Michkov will get plenty of offensive zone starts and power play time, and should be expected to be at minimum a Calder Trophy finalist. Cutter Gauthier emerges as another young, high-end forward talent added to the Anaheim Ducks. Mason McTavish, Leo Carlsson, and Trevor Zegras have all shown great success at points in their young careers. Gauthier will have the opportunity to work with the Ducks to see which of those centers he fits with best on their wing. The big sniper is an excellent archetypical fit alongside a team stacked with potential. Gauthier, likely along with many of the Anaheim Ducks roster, will be mixed and matched and tried in all kinds of roles on a team with tons of talent and minimal expectations. Ultimately, Gauthier's shot and skill set is something that no other Ducks player has, even with all of their various talents. Because of this, he can be expected to be a staple of Power Play 1 and score plenty of goals, being probably the highest goal-scoring rookie. Macklin Celebrini and Will Smith should be the 1C and 2C on what's projected as the worst team in the NHL. All eyes will be on top pick Celebrini, but expectations aren't too high for the team as a whole. That could work as an advantage for both of them. Being the first and third top scorers in the NCAA last season, Celebrini and Smith are probably ready to translate their scoring talent to some solid NHL numbers. Additionally, the two are set to be mentored by Joe Thornton and Patrick Marleau, with Celebrini living with Thornton for the season while Will Smith is rooming with Marleau. The two young Sharks are going to be very well prepared for the future, even if they don't happen to make a huge immediate impact. Logan Stankoven highlights the best of the rest, the player with the most possible NHL experience while still being eligible for the Calder Trophy. Stankoven was an immediate spark for Dallas last season, providing fantastic skill and effort to the depths of the Stars. Even the biggest fans of Stankoven likely didn't foresee his past season going as well as it did, and while big strides are expected in the upcoming year, there's an obvious obstacle in the way. Stankoven was 9th of 15 Stars forwards in average time on ice in 2023-24. The Dallas Stars are simply too good of a team for Stankoven to take on a major role. While there's no doubt Stankoven will eventually occupy a role in their top six, it's hard to imagine he does that immediately in what will officially be just his rookie season. That said, he has the ability to be one of the best middle six forwards in the league already, and room to earn a bigger role. Lane Hutson impressed in the 2 NHL games he played in last season, providing an assist in each of them. His NHL readiness was a topic of discussion, especially given his 5'10" frame, but it seems Hutson is ready for a shot in the big leagues. Hutson brings a skating and puck-moving ability that no one else on the Canadiens' blue line can match. However, his offensive talents aren't yet at the level of Habs 1D Mike Matheson, meaning that Hutson will unfortunately likely miss out on many offensive opportunities for Montreal. Still, he may very well be the most exciting player to look out for and watch on Montreal's roster. His scoring may largely depend on the steps taken by many other members of the Habs' young core. Rutger McGroarty has fallen into maybe the best situation for a player like him, that being the opportunity to play alongside Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin. While there wasn't an appropriate fit on the Jets, the Penguins are happy to take in McGroarty and place him in their winger-deficient lineup. McGroarty's high-effort style may not always land him on the scoresheet, but should undoubtedly create plenty of chaos to the Penguins' benefit. McGroarty could very well end up anywhere on the lineup, given his skill set and his competition, but the expected top 6 minutes and some power play time should result in a largely successful season for the young American. Yaroslav Askarov was drafted in the 2020 NHL Draft with pick number 11. Dustin Wolf was drafted in the 2019 NHL Draft with pick number 214. The two have had wildly different paths to get to the NHL, yet both wind up in a similar situation. After fantastic seasons in the AHL last year for the both of them, both are presented with the chance to take over the starting spot in a role with minimal expectations. Askarov on what's likely to be the worst team in the NHL, and Wolf on a rebuilding team himself that would be lucky to challenge for the playoffs. Both come into this season with a clear path to a bigger role, Askarov after being traded from Nashville, and Wolf after Jacob Markstrom was traded off Calgary. Goalies are unpredictable, rookie goalies even more so. But both are expected to be the starters or at least the 1A, so hopefully the 30 to 40 games they get will go a long way in their long-term development. Easton Cowan headlines the tier of rookies that are not guaranteed to play a significant number of NHL games. His last season was such an unexpected leap forward for a player considered a massive reach at the draft. Cowan was much closer to making the Leafs roster in 2023 than he had any business being. Ultimately, he was sent back to the OHL, where he helped lead the London Knights to a Memorial Cup final. He also had a depth role in the World Juniors, likely the same type of role he would have if he does make the Leafs. If things go perfectly, Toronto does have a space to be earned in their top 6. For now, it's probably best to just consider whether Cowan will actually crack the opening roster. Artyom Levshunov went second overall this draft, marketed as someone that's very NHL ready. On a Blackhawks squad that now low-key has a pretty good defensive right side, breaking through in year 1 could be a challenge. Levshunov is considered an offensive defenseman, but more by way of puck movement and mobility than a massive points producer. It's a long shot for an 18-year-old defenseman that plays the way he does to challenge for Rookie of the Year, but if he grabs a key role and Chicago overachieves, it's a possibility. Matt Rempe is not the type of player that wins awards like these. He's not a guarantee to stick in the Rangers lineup, even after playing 17 games for them last season. But there could actually be an avenue to get him more involved in that discussion than some may think. It's no secret that Rempe draws tons of attention, and that attention could eventually end up in people discussing his actual on-ice ability if the year is going well. There's also probably room to try rotating him onto a power play unit to try and use his 6'8" frame net front. It's an extreme long shot for a player with less talent than the many prospects named before him, but crazier things have happened. The hunt for the 2025 Calder Trophy should be a fun one. Although last year's rookie class was awesome, it was a foregone conclusion from the beginning that Connor Bedard was going to win. This year, it's a lot more up in the air, as the first overall pick isn't even necessarily the favorite, and probably not even in many people's top 3. Matvei Michkov is looked to as the savior of the Philadelphia Flyers. Cutter Gauthier complements the many core young pieces of the Anaheim Ducks. Macklin Celebrini, Will Smith, and Yaroslav Askarov all work together to usher in a new era for the San Jose Sharks. Almost every rebuilding team has an exciting young piece. With talent all over from the top to the bottom of the National Hockey League, things look great ahead of what's hopefully another great season.